us into our discussion segment on Panorama, and I have here in the studio the State Commissioner of Police, CP Monday Abunika. So you're welcome to the studio.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Yes, Commissioner, sir, you are in the state at a time that we are having resurgence of kidnapping and other related crimes. And what's in your mind? What do you have in your mind? How do you want to go about tackling the situation we have in the state?
Thank you very much for this question. Well, I got into the state precisely on the 8th of April this year, 2025, and it was not long before I got to know about the concerns of the citizens of the state. First, I met the governor, the executive governor of the state, Senator Monday Okodolo, who made it very clear that he wanted the state to be cleared of all these kinds of crimes, kidnapping, cultism, and other related offenses. And so I set to work immediately with my management team. And so I was enabled to visit all the various territorial districts of the state. I went to Edo North, Edo Central, and of course Edo South, Benin City here especially, and got in touch with various stakeholders, critical stakeholders that were identified. And it was very clear after all my scanning of stakeholders and concerns that the major problems, if I were to prioritize, would be kidnapping and cultism. So I set to work. In Benin City here, you will notice that we started with one tool that we call neighborhood policing. And the neighborhood policing system entailed that we deploy all our personnel on the road, so we have increased police visibility. That I expected will check the proliferation of arms in the states, and also the frequency with which cultists were killing and attacking innocent citizens. But this did not abate the situation much. So we upgraded to stop and search, and even then we still had our challenges. So I eventually deployed in Benin City, that is, the zero tolerance policing, because we couldn't stay by and continue to record cases of killing by cultists. We started checking all vehicles and trunks, and subjected motorists to strict checks. I visited universities where I met with the vice chancellors of the universities and implored on them to pay more attention to the character aspects of their mandates rather than just the learning aspects. I also had the opportunity to engage the student populations who were, I think, when we talk about cultism, especially in the Benin City, were coupled. So with that, and also going out to the interior aspects, the north and south, I was able to deploy a strategy that I think is working. But with the support of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of the state, I'm sure that we are going to record more success.
Yes, you've talked about moving from one point to the other, trying to get support. And then I'll ask you, what level of support are you getting from the state government and even other security agencies here in the state?
Well, at a point, when you look at the Edo North and Edo Central, one of the major challenges we have there is the bushes, the forest. The forest is so formidable, and kidnappers leverage on that. So leverage that. What they do is they pick up their victims, they pick up hostages, and they move into the forest. And we have been going after them in the forest. We'll find it very, very challenging. One, the terrain of the forest is very difficult, and of course we move in there with hunters and vigilante who are more familiar with the forest. And even when we have encounters with the kidnappers, we discover that they use their hostages as human shields, and that makes it very difficult for us to engage them. So because of that, I have met with the governor and we have discussed the difficulty of those forests, and we have agreed, one, that we will have an initiative of clearing the side levels of the forest so that they will not be able to take motorists by surprise by just jumping into the road. And secondly, we're also thinking of mobilizing motorcycles and probably horses. We have the mounted troop police force that are trained to patrol the forest. In addition to that, with the support I have with the stakeholders, with sister security agencies like the Air Force, we are also conducting area patrols with gunship helicopters in the forest, which is yielding results. Now the governor has agreed that we have to move a step further to introduce technology in the fight against autism, and I think that will be a game changer. Thank you.
Yes, we are talking of support, and you've always been saying police cannot do it alone. And we're looking at the traditional rulers and even the people of the state. How are you mobilizing their support?
Yes, I have a system, I have an initiative which we call the Community Safety Partnership. That entails representation from all the sectors of the communities, where we have residents that are of different ethnic groups. We ensure that we have a strong representation. Where we have school communities, we also ensure they are represented. The traditional rulers are there. We have the onoges, the most senior, the leaders of the communities. The governments are represented. Civil society are represented. We also have bloggers. We are involving all the critical stakeholders that we find will be important for our fight, including hunters, vigilante, and all the informal policing systems that exist in Edo State. So all our stakeholders that we have identified for different challenges are brought on board through this community safety partnership, and together we are vowed to face the problem of courtesan and kidnapping, which we have prioritized without any neglect.
And as we wrap up the discussion, what message would you leave for the people of the state?
Well, I want to appeal to the people of the state to continue to support the law enforcement agencies. I find that when we employ the zero tolerance policing in the metropolis, there was a likelihood that members of these communities, citizens, will be disturbed a little bit, because of course when you subject citizens to very close scrutiny, you are likely to have a reaction. So I want them to understand that when we have to do this, it is all in the interest of security and safety in the states.
Thank you so much, Commissioner of Police Edo State, CP Monday Agbonika. Thank you for coming to the studio to share your thoughts on renewed efforts of Edo State Police Command on curbing crime in the state. Thank you so much.